Could you tell me more about it?
Huh? I'm worried about how you'll do at the new company.
I've heard the pay isn't great. Will you be okay?
I'm Keiichi Sato, a temp worker at Tokimeki Factory, where we make specialty materials for smartphones and solar panels. So I think using this tool will help us work more efficiently. I've been making all kinds of suggestions to improve work efficiency like this. This is Mr. Todo, the manager in charge of the entire Tokimeki Factory. He's my boss. Things are working fine as they are. Adding new tools would cost money, you know. But it will cut unnecessary expenses. So if you see it as an investment, a little cost is worth it.
Hello.
Miss Yumili! Yumili from Days Company. It's been a while.
It's been a while, you two. Thanks for always showing me around the factory.
What brings you here today so unexpectedly?
I've been visiting factories in Japan, so I decided to stop by here too.
If you'd let us know, we could have prepared accordingly.
I wanted to see how things usually are, so no problem. More importantly, Keiichi, I'm interested in the tool you were just talking about. Could you tell me more about it?
Huh?
Sato, it seems Yumili had something to talk to you about.
Oh yes, she asked if I'd consider interviewing with Days Company.
I've always thought highly of you, Sato. I thought you chose to work as a temp deliberately. But if you're considering full-time, I'd love for you to work with us.
With all due respect, President Fujishima, Sato has a habit of changing the factory rules and procedures. Well, that's to review outdated rules and improve efficiency. The tool I suggested recently was only used by me and a few others, but if you look at the production numbers for that line, you'll clearly see how effective the tool is. Like I said before, we're not considering implementing that tool company-wide due to cost. Learning how to use it would take time, which I think is inefficient in itself. And Sato, I feel like you lack a bit in communication.
I see. I guess I wasn't clear enough. I've been looking for a place where I can make the most of my ideas. So, I'll take this as an opportunity and quit the company.
So today's your last day, Sato. I'm worried about how you'll do at your new company.
I heard the pay isn't great. Are you going to be okay?
Thank you for your concern. Tokimeki Factory will still do business with Days Company, so I look forward to working together again. And so, I left Tokimeki Factory and decided to move to Days Company. A few days later. President Brown, I'm excited to be working with you starting today.
Oh, no need to be so formal. Just call me Yumili. First, let's talk about the future of Days Company. We've decided to establish a Japanese branch and build our own factory here. We'll introduce our specialized AI and tools to aim for efficient, high-quality production.
So that's why you valued my tools.
I want to entrust the Japanese factory to someone with a challenge-driven and ambitious spirit. Keiichi, you're perfect for the job.
Running a factory?
You'd start as a candidate for factory manager, though. I'd like you to join the factory setup project.
That sounds incredibly rewarding. In that case, I already have an idea.
Keiichi, you're such an ideas person. It's a shame that talent went unused.
At my previous factory, I was just a temp. Plus, Mr. Todo has been there so long, he's resistant to changing old methods.
Mr. Todo needs to adopt a more flexible mindset.
In Japan, there are so many unspoken rules. Even when they find something odd, most people won't challenge the rules to change things.
The factory Days builds won't be about old or new. We'll use the best methods suited for the field.
Yes.
Tokimeki Factory will become our rival from now on. The factories we worked with might not think highly of us at first.
That's true.
But if we focus on quality and efficiency, the results will follow. It's a big challenge, so we'll need your ideas, Keiichi. I'm counting on you.
3 months later. Recently, production across the factory has dropped and sales are plummeting.
Huh? Seriously?
You didn't notice anything?
No, not at all. I'll look into the cause.
Production started declining about 3 months ago.
So that would mean it started after Keiichi left.
Maybe the tool Keiichi designed was actually amazing.
This has never happened before, so that can't be the reason. A call from the management department. I'm busy. Can't this wait? What? There's a defect in the products. Understood. I'll report this to President Fujishima. So we figured out that the drop in production and the defects, both were previously being managed successfully by Keiichi.
You said before that Keiichi didn't fit in at our company, Todo. Turns out he wasn't just a fit, he was an essential asset. Implement the workflow improvement tool Keiichi left us immediately.
But won't that cause unnecessary costs?
Sales are this bad. We have no choice if we want to get back to where we were.
That tool was made by Keiichi, and there's a manual, but
Didn't you get an explanation?
at the time, I didn't think it was necessary.
I trusted you to manage the site, Todo. I want Keiichi back at our company.
What?
Is there a problem?
No, I'll ask Keiichi to come back while discussing the tool. So, we'd really like to have you back at our company, Keiichi.
So you're still not using that tool, huh? Didn't I tell you that maintaining the status quo leads to decline?
Mr. Todo, I understand the situation, but Keiichi is already a valued member of our team, so the answer is no. He's not coming back.
Even now, if you implement the tool, you'll boost production output. The tool also handles quality control, so you won't have defects like this again.
That tool's too hard to use.
That's why I gave you the manual. Did you read it?
Yeah, sort of. Oh, you signed on for 1.5 million yen, right? That's a tough salary to live on. We can pay you 4 times that. You'd have a much more stable life if you came back to us.
Mr. Todo, what are you saying? I would never treat Keiichi like that.
Huh?
The 1.5 million was the amount we paid to buy Keiichi's tool. Plus, we're an American company. We invest in things that are effective and show results. We also give Keiichi incentives for his genius ideas. His monthly income easily surpasses 1.5 million yen.
Keiichi's salary surpassed mine? I see. But is it really okay to pay so much to an employee who hasn't even shown results yet? Well, as long as Keiichi's doing well, I guess I can feel relieved as his former boss. Well then, I'm off.
Feeling relieved, huh? That's good to hear.
That's what you'd call a Japanese-style backhanded compliment. I hear there's some feedback from the factory floor today. May I speak? Mr. Todo, the new quality checks you implemented have way too many steps.
I think every step is important though.
But with this, our entire workday gets consumed by just doing the checks. Honestly, it's just way too inefficient. This needs to be revised immediately. Todo, at this rate, this factory is going under.
But quality is our top priority.
Meeting deadlines is just as important for a company. In fact, we've already lost contracts with several companies.
What?
You only get credit for quality when you meet your delivery schedules first.
And we could extend production hours or maybe hire more workers.
Do you really think such outdated methods will solve anything? For now, it's time for Miss Yumili and her team to arrive. You should join the meeting as well.
Yes.
Hi there, Mr. Fujishima, Mr. Todo.
It's been a while.
I'd already discussed this with Mr. Fujishima, but the Days factory is officially complete.
Congratulations.
No, thank you for everything up until now. So, starting this term, we'll be ending our partnership.
What did you just say?
Days will be handling everything with our in-house products from now on, to take full responsibility for all our products.
So you're just saying goodbye because you don't need us anymore? Is that even okay?
But you know, Mr. Todo, even if we hadn't built our own factory, continuing this partnership as it is?
I've been in product manufacturing, so I understand. I've noticed the quality of products from Tokimeki Factory has been declining. Deliveries are often delayed too. Is there a reason?
Actually, the entire factory isn't doing too well right now. In our earlier internal meeting, we realized just how much Keiichi contributed to the factory. Keiichi was truly an essential part of our company. Miss Yumili, I know it's a big ask, but could we please continue our partnership just a bit longer?
Mr. Fujishima, you're a good man, and I like to help, but as a company, it's just not feasible.
I thought as much.
Still, losing Tokimeki Factory as it is would be a huge loss. It's a company that has supported Japanese manufacturing with its exceptional skills, and many of the machines are still perfectly usable.
There are also employees with exceptional technical skills.
Exactly. That's why. How about Japan branch of Day's company takes over?
What?
Absorbed by Day's company?
The Japan branch of Day's is already getting special material production requests from all over the world, including the US. If we can use this factory, we can proceed with contracts from companies waiting for deals. There are plenty of benefits for us too. However, there are conditions.
Conditions?
We'll keep all current employees on board, but we can't continue with the current state of declining quality and delayed deliveries. Keiichi will manage the factory. That means, Mr. Fujishima, Mr. Todo won't hold his current position anymore.
President Fujishima, I'm against this. This is a historic Japanese factory. Shouldn't we value it as a national asset? You're the type to build your own factory and end contracts. Isn't that a bit arrogant?
Todo, that's the president of a business partner who has helped us a lot. Don't be rude.
Ugh. But President Fujishima, are you okay with this? You won't be president anymore.
Their working conditions won't change. And if we secure big contracts, we'll consider revising salaries.
Many of my ideas have already turned into incentives for me. Things like significant cost cutting, increased efficiency, or landing large contracts result in incentive.
The employees at this factory already have great technical and planning skills. Recognizing that will motivate them and bring new energy to the workplace.
I see. Those are good conditions. To be honest, the business has already been struggling, and I've been thinking about how to protect the employees. Working with Day's company will make this a better business. Miss Brown, I'll leave it in your hands.
But President Fujishima!
Mr. Fujishima, I'm honored that we're able to preserve this amazing factory. We'll work out the details later, but I promise we'll take care of the employees and the factory. And Mr. Todo.
Huh?
He'll be working under Keiichi. Are you okay with that?
Well...
You're too tied up in hierarchy, outdated ways of thinking, and unnecessary rules. It's up to us, living in the present, to update these things for the future generations and the world.
Yes.
It's not that old ways are bad, but if you're going to work at Days, you'll need to be open enough to recognize and embrace what's good.
After Days acquired Tokimeki Factory, unnecessary rules were removed and the focus on creating a better work environment brought back its energy. Todo, having been demoted from his manager position, left to work at another company as an employee.
How do I operate this thing?
Seriously, you don't even know how to do that?
I'm sorry.
You talked such a big game in the interview. You're not living up to what was on your resume.
I lost my wife, my manager position. It's one disaster after another.
Todo's struggling in his new job, unrespected by his boss and colleagues, working only to pay alimony.
Seems like Mr. Todo's getting scolded all the time at work.
And he's having a hard time after his divorce too. As for me,
I'm so glad we were able to acquire Tokimeki Factory. It's helped Days go public and grow even more.
and the factory we set up is doing really well too.
Now, all that's left is capturing your heart, Keiichi.
Huh?
Just one of my little ambitions.
Thanks for sticking around until the end.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
I have a good relationship with her, and I think she likes me. If I take over, I can close the deal smoothly. Oh, and one more thing. Matsumi agreed to marry me.
How about coming overseas with me as my assistant?
What? What?
Keiichi is going overseas?
Phew, that should do it for these documents. My name is Keiichi Sato. I work in sales at Tokimeki Foods, a general food company.
Good work today, Keiichi.
Masumi Sato from the accounting department is my wife. Hey Keiichi, good job! This is my boss, Ikesugi. So you managed to pitch our stuff to Yui from Doki Doki at our party last week, and landed a meeting? Yes, that's right. I have a good relationship with her, and I think she likes me. If I take over, I can close the deal smoothly.
Huh? Then why not let Iksugi handle it? With his good looks, he'll win both her heart and the deal.
No, this is my project. I want to accomplish this on my own. Oh, and one more thing. Matsumi agreed to marry me. What? Sorry about this. I'll make sure to pay what I owe. Jeez, I thought something was going on between you two.
I see. So that's how it is, Mr. Iksugi.
Miss Nagisa, I didn't realize you were here. She's Nagisa Mariko, a strict but warm-hearted president.
I was listening the whole time, and yikes, you guys are dropping the ball both professionally and personally. Keiichi, I'll introduce you to an excellent lawyer. Make sure you take full advantage of it.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, about letting Iksugi handle the Doki Doki Core deal? Are you really that close with Miss Matsukawa?
Of course. She can't stop smiling whenever she's talking to me.
Oh, now I'm getting a little jealous. That's not what I heard. When I was on the phone with Miss Matsukawa yesterday, she was like, "Who's Iksugi again?"
What?
Looks like Matsukawa doesn't really remember you, Iksugi.
That's a bit of a shock.
Hey, Keiichi, if you're interested, Tokimeki Core is opening a new branch overseas next month. It's a major move for the company, and I'll be working overseas for a while. Would you like to come with me as my assistant?
What? What?
Keiichi is going overseas?
I'll go instead.
But Mr. Iksugi, weren't you interested in the deal with Doki Doki Core?
No, I just wasn't aware of the overseas opportunity.
Oh, I'm quite sure I informed everyone about the new branch.
Ah, yes, I was aware of it, but I didn't realize there was a job opportunity.
Keiichi has handled numerous overseas products since joining the company. He's also helped with establishing new connections. But Mr. Iksugi's numbers were crazy high compared to the others. That being said, Iksugi, you've primarily worked with products that already have a strong domestic distribution, and most of your overseas business has been with companies we already have established relationships with.
Well, that's true.
The main objective of this overseas assignment is to develop new markets. If you ask me, Keiichi might actually be a better fit for this role than you.
I see.
And if you're so confident in your ability to handle the Doki Doki Core deal, then I see no reason to force Keiichi to be involved in that negotiation. So what do you think? Keiichi, what are your thoughts on this?
Right. Honestly, I'm really excited about this opportunity to take on new challenges overseas. There's a chance I'll meet new people too.
What? You're moving on way too fast.
Masumi, you casually badmouth other customers at restaurants. And honestly, I've been reaching my limit with you for a while now.
This can't be happening.
So, yep. Mr. Ikesugi, please take good care of Masumi.
That said, Keiichi, I expect you to properly follow through where it matters.
Well, whatever. At least I secured the Doki Doki Corp deal for myself.
Now then, let's see which of us comes out on top.
1 month later. Nice to meet you, Mr. Ikesugi. I'm Yasuda, the head of sales at Doki Doki Corp. Mr. Yasuda, it's a pleasure to meet you. Will Miss Matsukawa be joining us later? No, Matsukawa won't be attending this meeting. Well, since Matsukawa-san arranged this, I thought... Of course. However, I've worked under Matsukawa for many years, and I've been given full authority to handle all company contracts. I see. That makes sense. This isn't how I expected things to go. 1 hour later. That concludes the product proposal from our company. Do you have any questions? Let's see. I only have questions. Huh? Doki Doki is a Japanese chain with 100 branches nationwide. One of our most popular dishes is the Doki Doki Omurice. Mr. Sato is a huge fan of that omurice, and because he loves it so much, he suggested changing the ketchup. Yes, he conveyed that passion to me directly. Right. To be honest, from your presentation and materials, it's hard to see what makes this new ketchup so great. Which part exactly? First of all, the information in your presentation seems almost identical to what's in the materials. Well, Sato created the framework for this, and I added some details. So in essence, the content isn't much different from what Sato had planned to present. That's precisely the issue. Mr. Sato didn't just read from the materials, he expanded on them and provided deeper insights. In a way, he used the documents like a menu, guiding us through the key points rather than just repeating them. I apologize. However, when it comes to business negotiations, everyone has their own style. I tend to focus on explaining the materials in detail, so naturally... That's completely understandable. However, both Matsukawa and I valued his approach, which is why we requested the negotiation in the first place. Since you've taken over, wouldn't it make sense to conduct the meeting in a way that aligns with Sato's style to some extent? We did inform you about this beforehand, didn't we? I'm sorry. I didn't realize they valued his approach so much. Now that I think about it, I never even asked what they appreciated about Keiichi. I should have asked. Okay, I think that covers all my questions about negotiating. Let's talk about the product specs. Yes.
When is the next meeting scheduled?
Let's see. The next one is at 2 p.m., so in about 2 hours.
We have some time then. Maybe we should grab some lunch. Oh, hang on. A call from Japan. Hello?
Hello, this is Yasuda from Doki Doki Corp. Do you have a moment?
Oh, hey, Yasuda. What's happening? Relax, it's break time.
In that case, about that ketchup deal Sato passed on to Ikesugi. Things aren't matching up with what we heard, and it's getting pretty confusing.
I see. Can you explain the details?
We then listened to the details about Ikesugi's negotiation.
So that's the situation. Sato, what do you think?
Well, it's quite different from what I originally planned. I believe it also deviates significantly from what we had discussed with Matsukawa in advance. What should we do, Nagisa? At this rate, we may have no choice but to cancel the negotiation.
I apologize, Yasuda. If possible, I'd like Sato to return to Japan next week and renegotiate things.
Understood. When it comes to the ketchup, we want to make sure it's something we're completely satisfied with. So we'd appreciate your cooperation. I'm truly sorry. This is completely my fault. Yeah, that's fine, but I remembered you seemed very sure about this deal and wanted to take Sato's position. Seeing how things turned out, it seems like keeping Sato in charge would have been a better choice. Given everything Nagisa's done for us, both the company and personally, I think we can give it another shot. Actually, Nagisa and I go way back. We were classmates in university. Oh, really? After that, I temporarily returned to Japan and successfully finalized the deal. A year later, I completed my overseas assignment and returned home.
Welcome back, Sato. Nagisa, your achievements abroad have made quite the impact here in Japan. Thanks to you guys, we're going to save so much time and money on imports now. You're seriously crushing it over there. Our overseas team rocks.
That's right. Just as Vice President Ono said, it was all thanks to you leading the team, Sato. I couldn't have asked for a better person to have by my side.
I truly feel honored by that.
Nagisa, what do you think? Don't you believe Sato is ready to take on a role that reflects his contributions?
I do.
Roll?
Keiichi Sato, we'd like to offer you the head of sales position.
Wait, what? Head of sales? I haven't even made it to department supervisor.
Sato, ever since your overseas assignment was decided, you've put in an incredible amount of effort. We've been watching your dedication behind the scenes.
Up until now, you may not have had many opportunities. And you've likely faced various challenges and obstacles. However, this experience has proven that when you are placed in an environment where you can truly showcase your abilities, your performance is nothing short of exceptional.
You don't have to give us an answer right away.
Understood. I'd appreciate it if you could give me just one day to think it over. Hold on a moment. Why am I not being considered for this position?
That's right. Iksugi has consistently delivered great results over the years. Indeed, we thoroughly discussed this matter with upper management and all the members of the sales department. However, Iksugi, while you have an impressive track record and are highly regarded by your colleagues, your failure in Doki Doki Core negotiation was a major setback. But that's like the only thing, right? When it comes to Doki Doki Core, you made two big mistakes. What? After the stuff with Doki Doki, we had you handle another product negotiation.
Wait! But this time, Miss Matsukawa was in charge. I thought we had a great meeting.
Matsukawa reported that you didn't implement any of Yasuda's suggestions.
What?
That's right.
Thing is, the Doki Doki Corp isn't the only issue here. Yasuda's whole approach just doesn't click with me.
That's fair. Sato also has his own way of handling negotiations. But whenever negotiations aren't going your way, you always drag Sato or someone else from sales along, right?
Well, yes, that's true.
But in your meeting with Matsukawa, you said you handled all the past negotiations by yourself. It turns out you made similar remarks in several other cases as well. A department head isn't about working alone. It's about fostering collaboration with the team. Also, Iksugi, I received reports that your attitude and motivation vary significantly depending on the client. Yeah, you've got the looks and style, but that might complicate things. But these aren't just misunderstandings. There's tons of them. But isn't it a bit much to let something like that affect his professional evaluation? Is that so? Then I'd rather not bring this up. But what do you mean? You ran into problems with Janjan Core around 6 months ago, right, Iksugi?
That was just a minor disagreement with the representative.
3 days ago, I received a report that you were involved in another dispute with the same representative, this time over a personal matter.
Now that you mention it, I had a meeting with Janjan Corp yesterday, and I noticed they had a new representative.
That's right. The reason is...
I get it now. I sincerely apologize. Sato is definitely the right person for the job.
Huh? Wait, what's with the sudden change in your attitude?
No. After listening to everything, I realized that Keiichi is far more qualified for the role.
Why are you acting so sketchy? The moment Janjan Corp gets mentioned, you totally change.
It has nothing to do with Janjan Corp.
Oh, right. I actually have a high school classmate working at Jan Corp. Maybe I should give them a call and see what they know.
Wait, Masumi, hold on. Let's not rush into things.
If there's nothing to hide, then there's no reason to panic, right?
Keiichi, do something. Director Sato, please. Ikesugi, this isn't something I can fix. Damn it. If only you hadn't landed that deal with Doki Doki Corp.
That's not the issue here, Ikisugi. Whether Sato secured the contract or not, your work ethic has had some serious flaws. Despite all the advice people gave you, you refuse to listen. That's the real problem.
Ugh, damn it. I worked so hard to become a department head. Masumi's conversation with a former classmate at Jan Corp revealed several compliance violations linked to Ikesugi, which eventually cost him his job. Ikesugi had to start over from scratch, enduring strict supervision from various higher-ups. Paying alimony to both Masumi and Keiichi? How did it come to this? Masumi left Ikesugi and married another man, but her poor attitude led to constant conflicts, eventually dragging her into legal troubles again. Before anyone could notice, Masumi vanished from the company. Thank you again for today's meeting. No, the pleasure is all mine. I truly appreciate your time.
Thank you, Yasuda.
Sato, you really are just as remarkable as Nagisa described. Wait, Nagisa said that about me?
Hey, chill. Don't go saying that out loud.
Haha, Sato, you might not believe it, but Nagisa's kinda into you, you know? If you keep sitting around, you're gonna miss your shot.
Ugh, Yasuda, enough already.
Thanks for watching until the end.
Don't forget to subscribe.